Randall Hughes with GodGlorified.com, and we are commenting on our reading for today for June the 25th, which we read from 1 Kings chapter 17, 18, and 19. And we read the one verse from 2 Chronicles 18, verse 1, which was the only portion of our reading that would have been attributed to Judah. The rest of our reading all occurred in Israel with Elijah, beginning with the widow that he was staying with at Zarephath, and her son dying, Elijah restoring him to life, praying over him, and God restoring him to life at the hand of Elijah, the prayer of Elijah. And then chapter 18 began with Elijah declaring that God would not send rain until he said so. And Elijah went, saying it was time to show himself to Elijah, that the rain was going to come. So sorry. And so, chapter 18, yes. And so he came and found Obadiah, who was searching the land for water, said, "Go tell Ahab I'm going to show myself to him today." And anyway, Elijah showed himself to Ahab, told him that he wanted all Israel to assemble at Mount Carmel. And they came with the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of the grove. And they attempted to offer their sacrifice, and the fire did not fall for them. And yet when Elijah offered his sacrifice, that included 12 barrels of water poured on it, that his sacrifice was consumed. The fire fell. One of the main things I think so important for us to recognize in this prayer of Elijah prior to the falling of the fire is that Elijah said, "That they may know that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word." I just want you to understand that God doesn't want you to run off like the Lone Ranger and come up with these ideas of how you think you can conquer Satan, conquer the world, whatever. It needs to be what he tells you. And I'm not saying that there's not some things you do come up on, if you have to build a building, if you have to there's some planning of things, but you want to be seeking God as much as possible and receiving from God as much as possible. And like I said, there's some things God has given you common sense. It's the right thing to do. Try to help people. There's a lot of things that we know to do, but to go and say, "I'm going to go call fire down from heaven," was not Elijah's idea. It was something God told him would happen. And so there's times I hear occasionally of somebody that said God's going to work a miracle. And I believe in a miracle working God. Please don't misunderstand me or misunderstand what I'm trying to say. But if I'm going to say something like that, I'm going to have heard from God. I believe he can. I absolutely believe he can do anything. He's already done anything. He's created everything. He's done everything. And he's filled me with his spirit, evidenced by speaking in tongues. I know what that experience is like, to be able to say God is speaking through me in a language I have no clue. It is his spirit that is working through me. And that's one of the most incredible experiences a person can experience. And if you've not experienced that gift, then I would encourage you to seek after him, because he has promised. And I know that he will fulfill his promises. It's his word, not mine. He will keep his word. And so God sent fire, keeping his word that he had told Elijah. The fire fell. And so he told Ahab that he needed to get ready because there was going to be an abundance of rain. And then Elijah went to pray again and again and again. And on the seventh time, God he saw the cloud like a man's hand. And he said, "Get ready. Tell Ahab to prepare his chariot, because the rain is coming." And then a miracle, some of these miracles don't even always get the credit that they should. God empowered him to keep up with the chariot of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. And then Jezebel told him that she was going to kill him. He was discouraged. I don't understand. I do know that life can be tough. And we saw earlier in chapter 13 of 1 Kings that there was the young prophet that came from Judah. The tremendous message of prophecy he uttered some 340 years before Josiah the king would be born. That all the different things. And yet he died. And so here Elijah has just been used mightily, incredibly awesome by God, and yet he's running for his life afraid. And yet God appears to him, speaks to him from the still small voice, and tells him, this is what I've got lined up for you to do. You've got to anoint Hazael, you've got to anoint Jehu, and you've got to anoint Elisha. And he did those three things. And we've read the anointing of Elijah by Elijah. So some incredible things that God has done, and many things that we could probably go into more details on, but this will conclude our comments for today. We want our hearts to be right toward God. We want to be in the place where we can hear God, we can receive His word, and we can share it with others and be a blessing. Be encouraged. God is for you. No matter how bleak it is, if you feel like you're the only one, there's another 7,000 that have not bowed. So keep standing for God.